Get hyped, grab your fireworks, your noisemakers, your beers, and everything else because we have a big update on the Slay the Spire 2 release date. But go ahead and put your credit cards away because it's not happening in September. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way right now. Slay the Spire 2 is not releasing until March 2026. That's right, in today's newsletter, we have an early access timeline update. After a lot of internal discussion, the devs have made the call to move Slay the Spire 2's early access launch to a secret Thursday in March 2026. They go on to say they know this isn't the news anyone wanted to hear, themselves included. They're dying to get this game into our hands, and they were shooting for fall 2025, but they just need some more time. They have published a list of probably going to be asked questions, so I'm going to go ahead and fill you in on all that here. If all you wanted to know was the release date, you can go ahead and tap out, and we'll see you all later. But some questions for the team. Is the real reason for the delay the timing of Silksong release? The team got together to determine their release window before Silksong's date was announced. The timing just worked out like this, but on the bright side, hey, everyone can keep playing Silksong during their wait. Next question. Is the real reason for the delay that they've been spending their time on making all this merch and community events? Again, no. The merch is made by third-party partners, and their community manager is the primary liaison on the team for collaborations. No game development was harmed in the making of these plushies. Likewise, anything community-focused that they create, participate in, or promote is generally handled by the community manager and doesn't cut into any game development time. Next question. So is this delay because they're adding in a bunch of new features and content? And that answer is yes. Because what does cut into game development time? Well, game development, they say. Compared to Slay the Spire 1's early access launch, and for that matter, its final 2.0 form, this new sequel has, as they say, a lot more content that they can't wait to share with us. In addition, they want to make sure that they're upholding the quality bar that both the devs and the gaming community have come to expect for early access titles. So we're not just going to get a bunch of unfinished slop. So you might be asking, okay, what's so different from Slay the Spire 1? And in case you haven't been keeping up with any of the trailers and newsletters up to date, there's actually a lot of new stuff. There are new characters, there are more cards, more potions, more relics, more events, more visual polish, more animations, and more visual effects. They've done a lot of quality of life changes, there are entirely new gameplay mechanics, and still a whole lot more that they can't wait to tell us about. Although, if we read on to the next section coming up soon, there's a pretty big one. All right, so what is the new big deal for Slay the Spire 2? The new news this month's content teaser is alternate acts. Once we unlock an alternate act upon entering a new act in Slay the Spire 2, you will be randomly greeted with one of two possible choices. These acts differ radically in their environments, enemies, events, and bosses, all of which will greatly increase the variety of gameplay between runs. For instance, Act A1 is titled Overgrowth, a lush, tangled ruin with much of its fauna resembling mystical woodland creatures and sentient flora that might just eat you alive. This is the act you've primarily been seeing in the teasers and trailers, though there's still plenty left to uncover. Act 1B is called the Underdocks, a miry waterway connected to the Spire's sewer system from which all manner of mutant sea creatures and vagrants might emerge. They've only just begun to tease the trove of content that lurks within these murky depths. They're not going to be launching with all the alternate acts right at early access, but Acts 2B and 3B will come later on down the road in early access updates. The capability of the different enemies, the opportunities the events offer, and how they all might impact your strategy as you ascend the Spire are going to be seen in the future. Sorry this wasn't the news we were all hoping for, but we do now know when to block off some time from work and other life activities. For March 2026, on a Thursday, is when Slay the Spire 2 will be released. In the meantime, we're going to keep dropping more videos for Slay the Spire, for Monster Train. Let me know what other kinds of games you want to see. Write caw down in the comments below. and I will see you all soon.